for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
Welcome back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. That's right, every Thursday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., bringing to you what you need to know and want to know and should know to help guide you to personal and financial wellness. It's amazing what financial wellness will do for your personal being, especially in the home. And we have a great topic today. We have a great consultant with us today, Mr. Dennis Kotzman. Thank you for joining us today, Dennis.
I'd love to come in and say a few words of wisdom. I was thinking during the break, the value proposition that Prime National brings to the table. I mean, I've always explained it to my clients. It's either time or money, right? So if you've got the time and you feel like you can go ahead and clean up your credit report, have at it. But if you don't, then it's going to be the trade-off is money, right?
So it'll cost you over time for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's a good point, Dennis.
Spend the time, or you can go with Prime National, spend the money, and get it done by a professional and get it done correctly.
Okay, so before we go, George, and actually we're going to bring you on the next hour because every time we go, just so you know, you want to find out more about this stuff. Every time I talk to George now, I'm like, oh, that's a great topic, and that's great information. A couple things we have to touch on. One is you brought up an important topic that will lead us into now here's what the cost is, the timing and all that, is freedom. Credit is freedom. And I never thought about that, but it is true. When I've had my best credit scenarios, when my credit was all clean and all good, it gave me opportunities that I normally would not have had.
Yeah, I mean, it really does. No matter what you do, from getting a job now,
yeah,
they'll run your credit report.
I pull credit on all my employees.
And just to be able to wake up every day and say, you know what? I mean, we live in the U.S., the greatest country in the world, and you have bad credit. You wake up every day without options.
Yeah.
To just wake up and say, I'm free to go buy a car today if you can afford to do that, or it's unbelievable.
Well, okay, on buying the car, let's touch on your scenario, and then we'll get the details before we go. Talk about your scenario personally, because you already said you went through it, they improved your credit, and they did it fast and enabled you to save money.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was my first client. I told you that, really to test it out, because everything I've ever done, which I've had the opportunity to do quite a few things, I've always been my first client. I want to make sure it works. And I went to buy a car about 45 days ago, actually. And, through the economy and every, circumstances, my scores were marginal. And my interest rate was going to be 17%.
Oh, jeez.
And I said, I just ran across, our partner in Prime National, and I said, I'm going to wait 30 days and go back and check it out.
Ooh, that's a big word. Wait?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But luckily it's actually 37 days it took for my report, and I'm going back and my interest rate's going to be 2.9, saving me $100 a month, which means my return on investment of having
6 months.
Is 6 months.
Right.
Yeah.
Imagine what it could be on a mortgage.
Okay. Yeah. Even bigger. Well, or not get one. I mean, that's the big deal. It's dramatic. The difference between a 650 score and a 720 score is dramatic, let alone your options.
And think about this, Don. The two biggest things people do in their lives, two of the biggest things, one is buy an automobile, and two is buy a house. And there's nothing better than seeing somebody get their keys that 45 days ago couldn't get keys to anything.
Right. Or get the home, the car they want, or the home they want, not what they have to settle for. And settling is never a good thing. It's never a good thing when getting married. Never a good thing when you're getting a loan.
Well, and I love nothing better than to be able to talk to a client who's a few points away from the next tier in their FICO. It's like, hey, let's do this. I've reviewed your credit report. I think we can get the points. So it might cost you a little bit in the short run, but you'll save that thousands of times over the life of your loan.
Right.
It's well worth it.
Well, okay, let's talk about that cost. We kind of alluded to it a little bit with your $100 a month and your 6-month return. Why don't we talk about how much it costs, typical time frame, and a little bit about how the results work.
Well, to start off with, we have a 30-day, we say we do credit repair in 30 days, but, let's be realistic. You have processing time, you have mail time, sometimes it ends up being snail mail.
Right.
And
client response
time.
Yeah.
One of the things great about client response time is we don't need much from the client, so that's going to be easy.
Okay, do you hear that? It's easy.
It really is. I mean, I need a copy of a driver's license, copy of a social security card. They can snap it on their phone and send it to me right over their phone. And their credit report, which we can get for free if they don't have one through, yourself here at Cherry Creek or, whoever they're going to. And then we take the credit report, the driver's license, social security number, and mail a check in, and we're done on our side.
Wow.
Then it's turned over to Prime National, and they have 5-day turnaround to get the process done there. They don't even cash the client's check until their work is done.
Okay, that's
and
nice.
submit
That's
it.
really cool.
Yeah, so they don't just get the check, cash it, and go do their work. They do all their work first. When they hit the button off the software and submit everything, that's when they actually cash their check.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
So now we got a couple days from there. It goes to, to where it needs to go, and now the 30-day countdown starts. So I like to say, let's give it 45 days, to make sure that we get everything back.
Which is really fair. I mean, like I said, I've worked with some credit repair companies in the past, and 6 months later, you're like, really? Really? We've got no results. Whoa, we had to redo this. We had to do that. I mean, bottom line is you're doing something in a short time frame to make an immediate adjustment. I mean, you waited 37 days, which is call it 45 if you want. 45 days to see what would happen and see if it would change the options when purchasing your car, and it saved you $100 a month. That's just a car. That's not including when you go to Home Depot and go buy something, or go buy a mattress, or go buy this, or go get a job, or go buy a home. It continually changes. It also changes the interest rate on your credit cards. I mean, everything is revolving around credit. So you basically the cost for an individual $595,
Mm-hmm.
and then I love that you. A lot of people, if you're getting one spouse done, you should probably get the other spouse done because it does affect each other's credit. You discount the second person.
Yeah, we do that, as a courtesy to all of our clients, and because it affects so much. I mean, when you look at the mortgage, to the real estate agent, to the title rep, to the escrow, I mean, and then down the road, and once they get their house, what if they need to go to Best Buy to get their, washer and dryer? And I mean, it's just a enormous amount of things that go involved with their credit.
Right, no doubt. All right, so we've talked about Prime National Credit Repair. We've talked about how simple it is. I mean, seriously, here's a picture of this, here's my social, and away we go. And within 45 days, you're going to have some real solid answers. I mean, and they do have a guarantee if for some reason you don't feel that you're getting the value that you expect. I love that you guys do have a guarantee. Luckily, you don't need to use it. So how can they get a hold of you? What's the best way to get a hold of George Hartmann with Prime National Credit Repair?
My personal phone number, direct to me. I take all my own calls. I do all the work myself.
You are a hard worker.
Yeah.
I've known that in the past.
Yeah, which is
you don't become the top 5 national, with a freestyle skier by accident. I just had to throw that in. 'Cause he's phenomenal. His whole family is one of the best water skiing families in the world. You guys are freaks.
Yeah, that's because we
guys all have flippers and stuff, and gills.
Yeah, just like all of us in this industry, we start work long before the sun comes up, and we're still working long after it goes down. But 805-432-6772 is my direct number.
Say it one more time.
805-432-6772. And then for those that want to just jump on right away, I've got a website.
The easiest way right here.
Yeah, the easiest way right here is Credit Repair in 30.
Okay, that's pretty easy. It's backing up your claim, basically. CreditRepairIn30.com, right?
Yeah, and it's only a 4-minute video, and it's got a spot where you can put your name, phone number, and email address in. It'll text me immediately with your information. I'll contact you back, share everything with you, and be able to get you on the road.
I love that. So if you want to improve your credit in basically 45 days or less, which can change your life, help you purchase a home, help you refinance when you couldn't refinance because things happen in life, loss of a job, and had to take a little setback, but now there's opportunities. One, you have equity in your home policy you didn't have, and George can help you get the credit that you need to potentially lower your interest rate or get rid of mortgage insurance, right, Dennis?
I would love to just take everyone out of mortgage insurance that I could find.
There you go. Dennis Kotzman. How can they get a hold of you, Dennis?
Oh, it's easy enough. My phone number direct is 661-755-0954. It's my cell phone. I answer at any time.
And you can reach him, obviously, here at Cherry Creek Mortgage. George, thank you very much. We're going to keep you on for the next hour, huh?
Yeah, I'm definitely willing to stick around.
We have Jeff Hunter. He with Real Pro Advantage, one of the top short sale negotiator in our town, going to tell you what's going on with distressed properties, how many are there more coming, and how the economy is working out. And I want to thank Shannon Fosnaugh, our producer, and of course, Furman with AP Productions, making us look good on video. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Do not go away. Our next hour is going to be phenomenal. We'll be right back.